There are many sites within the Dresser Formation in southern Australia which hint towards the first microbial stages of life. The sites that have been chosen to look at in more detail are the Barite Curl MVK, Buick and Geyserite localities. There are three main theories considering which conditions these stromatolites were formed in millions of years ago. These include shallow, low turbulent pond-like conditions in which we can relate to the present day by drawing comparisons to the stromatolites growing in Shark Bay in Western Australia. Another theory is that there was volcanic activity around the time this microbial life was forming, and even though conditions were unstable at this time, life could still thrive. The third is similar to the second, in which we have volcanic conditions. However, the immediate environment in which life grew was in a hot spring, with geysers similar to ones found in Yellowstone National Park. Evidence for the first theory was found at the Buick locality, in which we see a lot of geological features which hint towards the shallow pond-like conditions, as we see layered sand on which would have been the lake floor, along with striped layering of the rocks and starbursts, which are features on a rock which indicate there have been water evaporating from a still lake. All this points towards the lake-like conditions, and alongside this we see similar sorts of shaped stromatolites to the ones we see in Shark Bay. We also see a combination of two types of stromatolites, in which one seems to be a geological process and one a biological process, as the biological one interacts and manipulates the geology around it. Evidence for the second theory was found at the Barite Curl MVK locality and one piece at the Barite Gully locality. This includes hydrothermal veins passing through the rock with stromatolites forming next to these veins. Alongside this, we see the veins have become rounded over time with erosion. This leads us to believe that microbial life evolved around the same time water flowed through these veins. The water that travelled through was not only hot, but also contained minerals, including sulfur-based materials, which could be used as a food source. Also, the stromatolites here are composed of barite. Research done by Buick and Dunlop in 1990 suggests that these stromatolites have been changed from sulfur to barite due to metamorphic processes over time, which again hints towards this being the initial stages of life. To top this all off, we again see structures of the biological stromatolites influencing the geological structures of the surrounding sediments. The third and final theory is evidence gathered from the Geyserite locality. Here we see a collection of flat pebbles which hints towards shallow but turbulent water in the surrounding area, which is what we would expect in hot springs. Also, the analysis of a sample which turned out to be Geyserite, a material only found in these sort of areas, hints at spring-like conditions. Alongside this, we also see some evidence for life, as another sample extracted showed stromatolites forming right next to the geyser, which suggests that this was the source of its food. Theories have decent evidence to support the origin of microbial life on Earth. However, from the evidence collected, the idea of volcanic conditions with life forming near hydrothermal veins is the most likely, as not only we can see where its food came from, we also know that water was flowing at the same time these stromatolites were formed, and the fact that some of the stromatolites found are biological and not geological is the best evidence found in the Dresser Formation.